I understand that there's poverty. I understand there's inequality here. I get some of those things. They come to light in Flint, Michigan.
True.
All right. They come to light when you learn about how some Amazon workers are being treated and stuff like that. But when you are the quote unquote daughter of a House of Representatives member in Congress, in Massachusetts, okay? I'm assuming your life wasn't too bad. I'm assuming you had it pretty good. I'm assuming there's no good reason for you to go out there and spray paint a monument with anti-police slogans and then get arrested for assaulting an officer of the law. I assume. But guess what, Jared Harvin and Jesse Scaturo? I assumed wrong.
Very wrong.
I assumed very wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Because you would think that people who were poor, right, would dream about being the son or daughter of a rich House of Representative member in free Massachusetts, where you can go and get a bad slice of pizza and, according to Robert Kelly, steak tips that will knock your socks off because supposedly they have better food than New York. You would assume that would be enough because, hey, if you line up 100,000 very, very poor people, I'm talking below the poverty line poor people from third world countries, and say, hey, I know you love your parents. I know you love your parents. I know you love your family, but I'm going to give you the opportunity to be the adopted daughter of what you may think is Parliament or the legislative branch, Congress. I know you don't know that, because you don't have books here.
Yeah.
You don't have shoes, but you're going to go live there. You're going to go to Skidmore College, right? Where you can study. It doesn't matter. Study history. Study what you can read in a book. And your adopted mother will pay $50,000 a year, which here would make you the owner of Uruguay, right? You could buy the whole country for what it's going to cost every year for you to go to that liberal arts college, And you can eat whatever you want, whenever you want. Guess what? There's running water with no parasites in it. You can shower with water. You don't have to put your head under an animal's asshole and shower in its pee-pee. You got running water and marble on tap. I think 100,000 of those people would go, bye, mama, bye, papa. I'll send money back, right? How funny is it that poor people want to be rich and rich people want to be poor? We have something in our brain where we want to fuck it up. We want to fuck it up because a good time is not enough. If you haven't evolved to that point where you can't sit down with your buddy, right, and have a good laugh, maybe enjoy a half glass of wine and feel appreciative about everything, or sit down and watch a game and be like, I had a really great time tonight. If you're sitting there and you can't sit still and you're like, oh God, I got to tweet on Twitter, or I got to score a bag of Coke, or God damn it, I got to go murder someone, you're fucked. Or God, I got to go spray paint a police statue, or whatever it is, it's not good. So she spray painted all cops are bastards and no cop city. So can we drop this? She's non-binary, by the way. She doesn't like being identified. The thing she's probably most mad about is not being arrested. That's like a badge of honor for her because she knows her mom's going to pull some strings to get her out, right? Mm-hmm. Unlike the fucking poor kid that stole a Reese's Pieces out of a bodega and has to do 20 years of hard time. This bitch who punched a cop, whose mother is a House of Representatives member, I guarantee you she gets a slap on the wrist. What do you think she's going to do? You think she's going away to maximum security? Because when you assault a police officer, that's a felony. So I would love to follow this story. You know what? We're going to start a new segment on Yannis Pappas Hour, okay, where we're going to follow a story to its conclusion. I will be here till I'm 80 years old and follow this bitch's life. And I'm going to compare it to some fucking kid who went away to Rikers for smoking a joint on a park bench. And we're going to see who has it worse. Yeah. This bitch assaulted a cop, You remember they used to say on the side of the cop cars, or like they used to put up signs and stuff like assaulting a police officer comes with like a minimum of 10 years in prison, which is the way it should be. Okay, they're officers of the law. You can't just go around punching fucking prosecutors. You can't. You just lose disorder. Now
it's automatic. It's like fries at Five Guys.
Yeah. It's like what?
It's like fries at Five Guys.
Automatic 10 years.
Yes.
Like an automatic fries at Five Guys. So I want to do a segment too where we rate Jared Harvin's analogies, because sometimes he comes with home runs and sometimes the foul balls go behind the plate into the net. But don't stop attempting, because even when they're bad, they're good. I think I'm going to take note of more. Yeah. I'm going to go, wait, what? What part of your brain did you pull that one out of? Are you hungry?
I think the kid's hungry.
They just put bad fries in the bag at Five Guys.
They do.
What? Yeah, they overpack it. So
yeah. So
you're going to get it, you know?
You know you're going to get it. Automatic 10 years.
Oh, yeah.
Or automatic
What do you
French
want me to
fries.
say? You want me to say it's like chicken pox and shingles? No one's going to fucking get that.
That's a good, I mean, you know.
Go ahead. My fault.
I was actually trying to think which one was better. I think the chicken pox shingles one is better. They're both good.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get a younger audience, dog. Okay? I'm not trying to have this show appeal to people in the fucking hospice.
So this is Riley. This is, which one's her real name? Jared or Riley?
It's probably Riley's a non-binary name.
Yeah.
Jared's the real name.
Yeah, so it's a girl. So basically when she you know what's funny is when she's referring to her kid as my daughter, it just shows that she's not happy about what's going on. Because she's using the pronouns she wanted. Maybe she was respecting the pronouns before the arrest in some sort of attempted reconciliation with her daughter and her daughter's generation. But now after the arrest, she's letting the daughter word fly.
Yeah, that's how
which guess what? To Riley or Jared is the N-word. She's calling her mom going, "Mom, did you just refer to me as your daughter? That's like the N-word. I'm non-binary, bitch. I want to be referred to as a non-binary sound at all times." My daughter was arrested in Boston. I guarantee her daughter's most mad at being identified as daughter. And you said you called me Riley, you bitch. Riley's the name you gave me. And it was part of the patriarchy because you were part of that system. Now I named myself Jared. I'm Jared. But it's not good enough. It's not good enough for Jared or Riley, depending on which podcast you listen to. That's the world we live in now, dog.
Or depending on the haircut.
Whatever you think something is heavily dependent on the podcast you listen to. So there are some podcasts covering this story right now, okay? There are podcasts that people who listen to this podcast do not listen to, right? But there's people listening to that podcast who don't listen to this podcast who are going to leave thinking that guy's name is Jared. Because they presented this is not an exaggeration or a joke. They went into the preparation for their podcast, putting it down as the proper identification. What am I looking at? The proper identity. What do you do when you misgender? The proper genderizing. I don't know if that's the word yet, but it will be. The proper genderizing of this individual as her son, Jared. Or her non-binary child, Jared. I bet you that's what it's going to be. And the whole story will be called that. And they'll do it with a straight face. Only here on Yannis Pappas Hour will we let you know that we know there's a pussy in those slacks. Jared. Hey. And guess what? I wasn't there at her birth, so I can't be 100% sure. Yeah. But if it was at BetMGM, I would bet all my savings on it. Riley. Doesn't matter. It's immaterial to the story. Imagine the privilege you have to change like your gender, because that costs money too, to get the injections and do all that. That costs money. This is all part of the privilege package that you get at the American carnival, the
Yeah.
American circus. It's the tent you go into. Which tent you going into? You going into the switch your gender tent? You going into the mass shooting tent? Are you going into the 2 for $20 Applebee's tent? Dare I say the 2 for $20 Applebee's tent is the best fucking tent.
Best one.
Go enjoy the Cheesecake Factory orange chicken, baby. You don't even have to do math for the tip anymore on the bill. You know? How great is that?
The bill is just a tablet.
They just show you, here's what it is at 18%, here's what it is 20. You don't even have to do math. How much better can it get? Didn't Freud have a thing called the death wish, the Freudian death? He's like, all humans have this sort of, suicide wish, or there's some destructive streak that we all,
Destruction of paradise.
the death drive. The death instinct. In the dual instinct theory of Sigmund Freud, the death instinct, or thanatos, which is a Greek word, stands opposed to the life instinct, or eros, and is believed to be the drive underlying such behaviors as aggressiveness, sadism, and masochism. And you could probably add a bunch of other, destructive behaviors onto that, right? Narcissism. I guess it's all encompassed under the umbrella of aggressiveness, right? Because Riley was being a little aggressive.
Yeah. It's America, dog. The
Yeah.
American carnival.
Now
Where even
listen.
if you change your gender, you still want to act black.
Yeah, I mean, she joined Antifa, right? This is probably Antifa. And remember, Antifa is just an idea. It's not a gang. It's an idea. Sometimes ideas carry hammers and spray paint. Sometimes they do. And here she is with her natural gray hair. The mother. So what's her name, the mother? I feel bad for the mother. And you go on Twitter with this story, and of course the right is blaming the mother, going like, what radicalization did you teach her? Based on the fact that she's referring to her as my daughter, I think she's conflicted on all this. I think it's tough. I think Riley's been tough for her. I think Riley's been a tough raise for her. Do you think her and Joe Biden call each other on the phone and talk about their kids? She's going, yeah, my kid impregnated a stripper. Hey, Catherine. Hunter. I love watching him try to figure out what he's going to say. Calls Catherine up. They got to vent. They got to vent to each other. Everyone's got that black sheep in the family.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jared. Say it. Why does it got to be a black sheep, dog? Pretty soon, I think black sheep will be gone. I don't think you'll be able to say black sheep anymore. There is a reasonable reason, right? Because most sheep are white, and then the black ones are rare, I think, right?
Mm-hmm. They're the only ones that make it to the NBA.